Okay, question 43. Solve for the side or angle. Now, you could, now that this is exam review and you've learned sine law and cosine law, if you want to do Pythagorean theorem and sine law and cosine law, you can, but I don't want you to. It is super important that you know the basic sine, cos, and tan. So work with Soh Cah Toa here. Don't go to sine law all the time. They want you to solve this angle theta here. Or I guess we could just call it angle A because it's already on A there. So labeling from here, you have side opposite because it's opposite to the angle. You have the hypotenuse because it's opposite to the right angle, and that makes this adjacent, which is beside the angle, but not the hypotenuse. So I have O and H. I don't have A. I look up to here. Which one uses O and H? Well, sine does. So the sine of A is equal to O over H, which is 11 over 15. And then in order to calculate an angle, I use an inverse. So inverse sine of 11 over 15. So shift sine of 11 divided by 15 is 47.166, so 47.2 degrees. Okay, next one. Going to solve using this angle. So from here, label this with opposite. This is hypotenuse, this is adjacent. This time I have A and H, so I'm going to use cos this time because I have A and H. So set this thing up. I have cos of the angle, which is 35 degrees in this case, is equal to A over H, which is 10.5 over Y. Okay, now solving this stuff, I use cross multiplication. I cross multiply this Y up. I get Y cos 35 degrees equals 10.5. And then I divide off the cos 35 from the Y, so I divide it off of both sides, because now I get Y by itself. So Y ends up being equal to 10.5 divided by cos 35 degrees. And you punch that through your calculator. You can do that in your head, I'd be impressed. 12.81813318. So 12.8. Did we have units there? Check. No, we didn't have units there, so I don't need units here. I do need a degree symbol here, though. Whenever I solve an angle, get a degree symbol there. Let's go through another one. 44 is another one of these ones that will probably not be on, yeah, it won't be on my exam. A line passes through the point 5, 3 and makes an angle of 22 degrees with the x-axis. So 22 degrees. Determine the equation of the line. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get the slope of this line. Now the easiest thing to do here is look at 1. If I run 1, what do I rise? Because slope is equal to rise over run. So if I make my slope something over 1, then that's just slope. Does that make sense? So if I'm dividing by 1, well, m divided by 1 equals m. So if my run is 1, then this y value here will be my slope. So I'm going to calculate the slope here. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to label O, H, A. I'm using O and A, so I'm going to use tan. The tan of 22 degrees is equal to m over 1. So the slope is actually tan 22. Now, we could actually use that in the equation if we want, but let's not do that. Let's get tan 22. The slope is equal to 0.404. So we'll go with 0.4. And then y equals 0.4x plus b. And then I sub in the x and the y to get the equation. So 3 equals 0.4 times 5 plus b. 3 equals 2 plus b, and then I minus 2 from both sides, so 1's equal to b. So therefore, y is equal to 0.4x plus 1. Good enough.